Good evening and welcome to this edition of Rewind, NFL Week 9 recap. And as usual, in Studio 5 is me, Greasy the Don, and my boy, the Juice Man. What's happening, Juice?
I'm good, man. I'm good. The season's winding down, man.
Yes, sir, it is. And we touched on it last week. We got a lot of good games we got to go over on tonight's show. This is our third edition of the show called Rewind. Everybody, you catch us
Hmm.
every Tuesday night at 7. Due to the something a little bit more important tonight, we run a little bit behind schedule, and that's voting for the Senate and the House of Representatives, along with some states voting for governors, especially if you're down
Hmm.
here in Texas. But Juice, let's go and jump into this Tennessee and Georgia, man. What did you like? What did you not like? Georgia came through with the victory. It was
Yeah.
27-13. I mean,
Right,
you know, any takes away from that? Do you think
man.
it hurts Tennessee? And what do
Well,
you think about Georgia going forward?
man, I got the feeling that Georgia was feeling a certain type of way, um, as if they felt. I think they felt disrespected by the college football selection committee. Having putting Tennessee number one. I mean, Bulldogs played lights out on defense. They totally took away what Tennessee was trying to do. I was really impressed with how I didn't see any missed tackles. Like every time a Tennessee receiver caught the ball, there was a DB right there or a linebacker just making sure there was no yards after the catch. And then on top of that, um, Stetson Bennett played with an edge. I mean, he looked like he was angry, like y'all are disrespecting us. And
And he
so he was
completed his
throwing
longest pass of the season too.
exactly, and he was throwing the ball down the field with accuracy. And I mean, Georgia looked like the number one team,
Mm.
unlike Tennessee. So that's what I gathered.
And Tennessee brought a lot of pressure. Well, not Tennessee. Sorry about that. Georgia brought a lot of pressure. It got pressure up the
Ex-
middle and
exactly.
and forced Hooker into some bad throws.
Right.
Not that bad of a, but they got him off his spot. Basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Um, it wasn't a total annihilation. It kind of looked that way.
Yeah.
Um, will they meet again? We don't know. Some things got to shake out. Well, no, they won't. There's no way unless I think the only way Tennessee could get into that playoff picture
Right.
is if LSU loses the SEC title game, which is
Yeah.
possible,
It's
which
possible.
is very possible.
Yeah.
Uh, and because we already know Ohio State, Michigan, they have to play each other.
Right.
We have a UCLA USC game. TCU they got a rough one coming up this week. We're gonna see what that
Right.
is.
Yeah.
So a lot of things may shake out in their favor.
Right.
They just have to keep playing ball, and you know, who
Yeah.
knows? Might be like Bama.
Yeah.
You don't even have to make it.
We see it. Teams are starting to separate themselves from each other, and it's starting to become more clear on you know who's the most dominant team and who's going to be in that playoff. So
Now, if
I
you,
really yeah I don't really think we're going to be surprised when we see. That's
I
just
think
my
we have a
hunch.
lot of based on that playoff ranking. If you would have asked me this back in September, or I'll even say the beginning of October or the end of September, I wouldn't have never said uh,
Mm.
in that top 10 we're going to see Oregon, USC, UCLA, and
Yeah,
geez,
I
LSU,
agree.
Ole
Right.
Miss. Even though I did pick Ole Miss, now I think
Yeah.
Jones hit it on the head with Tennessee. We were
Uh.
all in agreement with Georgia and Michigan and Ohio State, but
Right.
I don't know about you, Juice Man, but I did not see Alabama sliding out of the top 10. I did, but it happened.
Yeah, it happened. I agree. I didn't see that coming either. I mean, they
And
just it's crazy. They don't look like the Bama of shoot 2 years ago or even last year. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like there's what do you call it? The tide is turning. Like,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
the tide is turning
The tide is turning
the wrong way.
the wrong way. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's doing. I was talking to King Dre off air. For our new listeners, that's one of the guys you can catch on the Just North Sports Show at 8 o'clock on Fridays. Um, I was talking to him about Nick Saban, and I said it may be
Hmm.
in due, it may be in part with this portal
Right.
that these kids can move around, and
Hmm.
now you got all these influx of teams because this is going to be year 2 or 3 in a row. There
Hmm.
will Alabama will not be you know in that discussion, or they will
Hmm.
not be playing for a national title. They're done. They're
Right.
toast. They're out of there.
Right. Yeah.
And
No, I
I
agree.
think it, and I think that's why it was so much frustration. Whether it was him and Jimbo going back and forth,
Yeah.
sometimes we able to look over that mountaintop and see what's coming. We're able to
Right.
see what's down the road, and I
Yeah.
think that's what we're seeing. Because as you aforementioned,
Hmm.
this Bama team don't look like Bama teams from 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Right.
They
What's
just
what's
don't.
changed? What's changed is that players have power now,
Mm.
and coaches don't really have no say anymore. They in a way they've lost power, and players have gained it with the portal and all that. So
Turning into
that's
a
a
real another
yeah.
NBA.
Right. Yeah.
And speaking of Bama, they went down to Death Valley, and good call by Kelly. I'm looking at this juice, and I'm like,
Uh huh.
just play for the Tide, but he. I'm thinking in his mindset they had him on the ropes. Hey, let's go and
Hmm.
finish.
Right.
And it was a nice. I love the kid at LSU, the quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
I do. I do too. I do too.
This this doesn't look like Jaden Daniels from earlier this year
Right.
when they got thumped. But this doesn't look like this kid. This kid looked like he's done a 360
Right.
with his career at LSU,
Hmm.
and they even had a kid uh, on Alabama who hit the portal, who left LSU, and LSU went right at him. Number 7,
That's right. There
corner.
was a corner. Yeah, yeah. I forget his name,
Yeah,
but
and,
I know what you're
and
talking about.
yeah, Neighbors and Butte, it don't even matter. Hey, look, wherever he lined up, we're gonna throw to his side, and we got him. It
Right.
didn't even matter.
You know, man, this was a great game. You know, that went down to the wire and into OT. But I got the feeling that Coach Brian Kelly really needed this game um, because of the narrative around his hiring. Like, I heard analysts, pundits, um, people who follow the sport were asking, is this the right hire for LSU? Like, I heard people, saying that, and I even was like, I don't know if this is the right hire, but
I was the
I
same
mean,
way.
you were the same way, huh?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, what is this?
right, yeah, but but for this game, both teams, showed fight, um, but it's clear that Bama is flawed. Um,
Mm,
on offense, they're
defensive.
missing
What
yeah,
about
well,
defensively?
both.
Both.
Yeah,
Okay.
like when uh, when Will Anderson is not making plays, they look like an average team. Like
Mm.
everything is predicated on what he does, and offenses have been able to figure out how to block him. And I mean, he showed up in this game a few times, but overall,
It
LSU
wasn't
was
enough.
it wasn't enough. LSU was able to contain him. And again, I was impressed with Jalen Daniels being able to, get out of the pocket and throw on a run. I mean, it was a great win for them.
And he looked
So
smooth. He looked confident as he did it.
right, exactly.
Like it was almost a little bit of Patrick Mahomes. It's like, okay, you rattled me, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
But Juice Man,
Yeah.
I think this was more of a plan for Kelly. Had he been at Notre Dame,
Uh huh.
he wouldn't have been able to get this victory for the simple fact he's in the
Right.
SEC and he wanted to face Saban. And
Right.
being at a SEC school like LSU, they have
Right.
talent. You're able to get
Exactly.
the high profile kids and the ballers basically. You're able to
Right.
get that,
Right.
and this was a plan. So
Yeah.
now that I look at it, is it when Notre Dame was making the playoffs? We knew what that was. We was like, nah, they can't compete with that.
Right.
And like we talked about a few minutes ago, was this the right hire?
Right.
Maybe the talent didn't match the coach in
Right.
Notre Dame, but now
Yeah.
at LSU it matches.
I got you. I
It
got you. Yeah.
matches.
Yeah. I mean, Brian Kelly did everything he could for that program, for the Notre Dame program, and I feel like they kind of hit their ceiling, so to speak, as far as the kind of talent that they can bring in there. Um, so I think that's what happened with that. Brian Kelly realized that he couldn't get them any further than where they got. Um,
Mm,
so that's what I think
exactly.
happened. Yeah.
And speaking of, we was talking about him at Notre Dame. This next game we're gonna get into. Woo, it's been a long road, a long time. The this is not our Canes, and it's not our
Right.
Seminoles either. It's not. The
No.
score
No.
was ugly.
Yeah.
The Seminoles, the little brother got on the big brother down
Right.
there in Miami, in South Florida, and
Yeah.
woo. Had this been when we were growing up, this game
Yeah.
probably would have been a 21-20,
Right.
24-20. It would have been something, whether it
Yeah.
was two wide rights or, some silly. But no,
Yeah.
it, it it doesn't have that same flavor to it anymore, Juice. It
No. No. It don't.
it,
It
it
don't.
doesn't. And
No. Yeah.
uh, even though we still picked it, uh,
Yeah.
the fellas still weighed in on it, and now we're talking about it tonight.
Right.
What is missing from Miami? We thought they were going in the right direction earlier this season and in the off season, and the
Yeah.
same question for Florida State. What is needed
Man.
to get
You
these
know,
two prominent programs back?
I honestly, I think BJ hit something, or Doc hit something when he said that the schools are getting away with recruiting a certain type of player. Like
Mm,
I think there's some validity, if I'm saying that right, validity to
that's
that.
correct.
And they're just not getting the same type of athletes that they did in the past. Um, that's the only thing I can really say. I mean, and I also think that everyone else is caught up. That's caught up
Now I
with
will
the
say
Florida
Miami.
teams.
Now
Yeah.
remember their athletic director. He did want to go away. He wanted to go away from that image, that bad
Oh, that's
boy
right. That's
image.
right.
He did,
That's right. Yeah. Now I remember.
but
Yeah.
I'm still a firm believer in sports. You need some knuckleheads on your team. You
Right.
need some dogs. You need
Yeah.
some knuckleheads. You need some playmakers.
Yeah.
You need that. You need a collaboration of all these personalities. It worked for the
Right.
Raiders in the '70s. It worked for the
Yeah.
Canes in the '80s. I know the Raiders is an NFL team,
Yeah.
but this good old boy image and goody two shoe stuff, it
Right.
only gets you so far. Yeah, yeah, it looks
Yeah.
cute,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, I don't know if that's going to get you a dub or not.
Right. Right. That's Notre Dame.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I
Right.
can't name
Yeah.
one knucklehead went to Notre Dame, but I can name a gazillion that went to
Right.
Florida State and Miami.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, even I did pick FSU to win this game, but I didn't see a 45-3 beatdown. I mean, I don't ever
Well, we
ever
all
remember
did.
seeing. I don't ever remember seeing Miami get totally outplayed like that to this degree ever. I
That
mean,
Middle Tennessee game we talked about before we came on. It's
what was the
like
score of
middle.
that game? Do you remember?
They put up almost a 50 burger.
Oh, well, I don't.
It's
That's
like
crazy, man.
they were blowing their doors off,
Right.
and they let them get
Wow.
closer. I think Miami got within 2 scores, and
Yeah.
they went on pushed it out again late in the
Yeah.
fourth quarter. I was like, wow.
Right. Hey, another thing that I've been thinking about, like this could go with NFL as well. Like, I really think that the rules that the for defensive players has kind of changed the way they approach the game. And like, I mean, it seems like everything is a targeting call. Like, you can't lay dudes out without getting a penalty. And so I think these guys, these players aren't, they can't really be aggressive because, you know,
Mm,
the
good
the,
point.
the rules are making it hard for them to make an impact on defense. So I think that's why you might see, you know, Miami, um, give up big plays on defense. I mean, that's the only thing that I can really say. You know what I'm saying? So trying to figure
Being,
out why. You know what I mean?
I mean, that is a
So
good point. I mean, because you're being cognizant of being called for targeting and being removed from the ball game.
right,
Um,
yeah,
and we see it in just about every college football game.
yeah.
Now in
There's
the
at least
NFL,
one
it's just
targeting.
15
Yeah,
yards.
right. Yeah, because they throw you out the game. That's just, man.
Mm.
I can't imagine what it's like being somebody on defense, and you know you're trying to make a play, and you're worrying about lowering the crown of your helmet. And you see a lot of guys. There were a couple of hits I saw, Miami defensive backs using their shoulder to lay a big hit, um, which is good, but still they still gave up a lot of chunk plays in
Mm.
the air. And I've never seen a Miami team look like that. So I'm sure King Dre was beating his chest watching that game.
Well, he on bragging rights after this matchup
Yeah,
because Miami had the buses running, bags packed.
right.
They didn't even show up. Basically, is what I'm saying. Let's go
Yeah,
back to the dorms and or the field wherever and
right.
regroup.
Yeah.
And speaking of turnarounds, uh, let's jump into the NFL.
Okay, let's do that.
The Commanders were riding a 3 game high. They almost pulled this out. They
Right.
almost pulled this out. The Vikings eked out a 3 point win, 20-17. And this, I can never get the guy names right for Washington.
Heineke.
Heineke, that's it.
Right.
I want to call him Hinky or something, but Heineke.
Yeah.
Uh, Heineke, I think he has a better understanding of this system.
hmm
And instead of dropping Wentz back there, I know Wentz is your prototypical quarterback. He's tall guy. He can make all the throws, this and that.
Right.
He's a proven starter in this league. But I think this guy right here is better geared toward this system. He's been in this system for what, 2, 3 seasons, and
Something like
it's
that. Yeah.
shown. It's
Right.
shown.
Yeah.
And Riverboat Ron, he can't go back to Wentz. He can't do that. You
No.
might as
No,
well
I agree.
ride this out and let
Yeah.
this guy do what he do.
Right.
Even though they took a 3 point loss, I think if Wentz was in there, a ball
hmm
player that doesn't like to listen
hmm
and like to force throws, it probably would have been 40-17.
Yeah. Well, say what you want you know, about Kirk Cousins, um, but he has a really nice connection with Justin Jefferson.
Yes, he does.
That's definitely his go-to guy. And the Vikings are they're a sneaky good team right now, I think. And they'll be a team to be reckoned with in that AFC North because we see what's happening with Green Bay. They're in a free
Woo.
for all, and Detroit they're not quite there yet. So, um, and as far as the Commanders, I mean, they seem to have the same issues year in and year out. I think it's coaching, and I think it's the front office is a mess. We know what's going on with Daniel Snyder, and
Mm-hmm.
it seems like ever since he's on that team, they've just been a disaster. Um, I think Heineke. I think he'll be a backup. Um, or no, I say he's a backup forced to start. Um, I don't really don't see him really being that good long term. Um, they
Mm-hmm.
do have good running backs, and their receivers are good too. And
Oh yeah.
their defense up front. I mean, that's the strength. Um, but I think the quarterback play is going to have to get better. And the front office, someone to sell the team. Daniel Snyder, I think. Um, I don't know. I just don't see them being a great team with Daniel Snyder running it because I don't think he knows football.
Oh,
He's just a guy with a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Or he needs to put the right people in place to make the
Right.
correct player personnel decisions.
Exactly. Yep.
Because it's talent on this team, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's like they're missing like one little piece. I've been saying this for seasons with the Commanders slash Redskins. Yeah, I'm gonna say Redskins. That's their past.
Right.
Um,
That's what we know him as.
exactly. I always want to put my finger on the quarterback play. If this team, because the defense is there, they have
Right.
talent. If Young can stay healthy,
Yep.
they can get after the quarterback, that D line. They can get after it.
Yeah. Payne and
Yeah.
Allen, those dudes are monsters, man.
Yes.
And Sweat, those dudes on
Oh
the line are
yes.
nasty. Yeah. So
They
I
they
agree,
just
man.
need to. Woo, I don't know if it's just play. Uh, they got to
Yeah.
get a quarterback, but for now, it's set in stone this season. You got
Right.
to just ride this kid out and see what you can get from him.
Right.
Now, these next two teams, one of them in particular, we don't even have to talk about the quarterback because, in my opinion,
Yeah.
Mahomes is the best
Yeah.
quarterback in the NFL. No, not Lamar. Uh, he's not even in the MVP conversation. But when it comes to the MVP conversation,
Right.
Tua has entered himself in that bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Hurts has entered it in. I think any quarterback could thrive with what Philly have. They
Mm.
have. I keep saying this, and been argued down by Cowboy fans who say they had the best O line. No, Philly has the best O line along with the best D line, and
Mm.
that kid in Buffalo. But the number one guy is Patrick Mahomes. We saw the
Right.
magic late and
Mm-hmm.
often, and as they pulled out a victory over the Titans, 20-17.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the point spread was ridiculous for this game. Uh, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and the Chiefs did not cover it, but
Right.
they were still able to get the dub. They still a team to beat out there in the
Mm-hmm.
AFC West, which is a complete mess.
Mm-hmm.
And the Titans, this is who they are. You if
Mm-hmm.
you could contain Henry, come on. But we seen Mr. Willis.
Right.
We seen that. I say give him a few little games.
Right.
Give him a little bit more games. He gonna be all right.
Yeah.
He gonna be all right.
He's gonna be all right. I agree. Yeah. This was an entertaining game. I was really impressed with the Titans defense, especially. They were playing lights out in the first half, pretty much.
They gave
Um,
Mahomes
yeah.
different looks on
Right.
defense. A
Right.
lot of
Yeah. That
different looks.
there were times where he looked a little frustrated. Um, but in the end, I think the Titans offense. I mean, we know what they are. I mean, they're not designed to spread defenses out, march down the field and score a bunch of points. I mean, like you said, everything it runs through Henry,
Mm.
and so I think I hate to say this about Kansas City, but Juju Smith-Schuster has been a solid addition. The former Pittsburgh Steelers receiver, he's really been a nice addition to the receiver unit. I mean, I've seen Andy Reid move him around. He's all over the field, like he's in the slide, he's on the outside. So it looks like the Chiefs are trying to prove to the world that they don't miss Tyreek Hill. Um,
Well,
but
we know Tyreek
yeah,
doesn't miss them because he had a monster game Sunday,
yes, yeah,
and he just continues to ball out. He's that
man,
dude.
he's
We got to
setting
put him in that
records, man.
conversation.
Yeah,
We got to put him in a conversation with the big boys, with the
right.
Jeffersons
Yeah,
and the Devontae Adams and the Chase. He has
yeah,
to be in that conversation.
yeah.
He
He
has to
does,
be.
man. Crazy.
And
So
and another quarterback on this next game. He's setting records, but he's going to have to show me a little bit more. Lamar Jackson is world class. I'm not
right.
taking anything away from him. Been getting into heated debates the past 24 hours on social media behind uh,
Hmm.
Lamar Jackson. Uh,
Right.
and I know what it is. A bunch of Baltimore fans do saying, "Oh, he's the best QB in the league." No, no, he's not in that conversation just yet. He's in that second tier. Because when you think
Right.
about it, he's no better than Derek Carr. It's just that Derek Carr can't run. He's no better than
Right.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert is not the only advantage Jackson has is his legs.
Hmm.
Now, when he start making the throws, dropping dimes like Mahomes and Allen, okay, hey,
Hmm.
I'm all for that. But he showed up
Right.
and showed out last night in the Big Easy. They gave it to the Saints 26-13.
Right.
Something the Raiders should have done
Hmm.
because this team is the walking wounded. For receivers,
Yeah.
it's just walking wounded out there. And
Right.
Andy Dog, we know what that is. This guy has never won a primetime football game. Never.
You right.
And he continues to hold the donut even after this one. What were they calling him? The Red Cannon? Hold on.
The red. Yeah, I think.
Did he go to TCU?
Yep. Sure did.
Yeah.
Yep. I actually saw him play too.
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree
Yeah.
with Saints fans. Yeah, go and bring back James. Go and get
Right.
James in there. I mean, yeah, he might as well.
You're
And
right. Right.
and I want to get
Yeah.
into a little something. I think Dennis Allen. I told you guys. Well, I told Doc because Doc
Uh.
was saying the Saints were going to win the division. I was like, hold up,
Right.
no, there's no more. Peyton is no longer there. Sean is no longer there.
Right.
Now, when
Okay.
Breeze left, I was like, this Sean Payton is a system.
Yeah.
Sean Payton roll out. Dennis Allen, I know what that is.
Right.
Um, I say give it about 4 more weeks. That team is going to quit. They're going to
Oh
quit.
man, that's
They're going to
crazy,
quit on
man.
it. I mean,
Man.
when I say quit, it's like Cancun on 3. You know,
Right.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
They making vacation plans.
Right.
You know, um,
I, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
3 more losses. That's
Yeah.
what it's gonna be.
Yeah. I'll say this, man. I think the Ravens, especially in this game, I think they're looking to get back to their identity, which is running the ball. I mean, I think this has to be the recipe for the Ravens to um, be successful. Um, I don't think Lamar Jackson will ever be an elite thrower of the football. However, that doesn't mean that you can't win with him. I think as long as they're running effectively, they're being balanced, in the passing game.
Hmm.
Um, the defense playing keep away. I think the Ravens can do something. They can win. Now, the Saints, on the other hand, I feel like even though I had picked them at the beginning of the season to go to the Super Bowl because of their defense, I feel like the Saints are wasting away their talent on the defense because
Yes, they are.
at some
They are.
point they're going to get old. They're going to get old on that side of the ball. Alvin Kamara isn't the same, and I can't remember the last time Michael Thomas made a positive impact on the field. Like he's been hurt.
Well,
Seemed like the last 2 or 3 years
the report just came out, Juice.
yeah.
Juice man, guess what?
What's that?
He's out for the season.
Oh, see,
He's
man,
out of there. And
man,
and Jarvis Landry, he out.
yeah.
Everybody out.
Oh my God,
So
man,
it's
yeah, yeah. If I was a Saints fan, man, I'd be very concerned um, about the future of this team going forward. Because
I think I would move Michael Thomas.
yeah,
I
man,
mean,
I don't blame you for
I
thinking that.
mean, if you're always injured and you
Right?
just signed this monster deal because you want to be the highest paid receiver,
Yeah,
they not getting anything from it. You might as
nothing.
well move up, cut your losses, get some picks. Um,
Yeah,
this team needs a quarterback, bad.
right. Bad.
And you Raider fans out there listening, I guarantee you, if Derek Carr played for the Saints record would probably
Ooh.
be like 7-2. That's
Yeah,
all they
that'll do
missing.
it.
Because, like you said,
Yeah.
that defense is there.
Yep. Hmm.
I mean, but it's only so much a defense can do,
Right.
uh,
Exactly.
you know,
Yep.
and just to allow 26 points. But your offense, yeah, they got the Raiders 24-0, but the Raiders underestimated them.
Is
But
that what happened?
that team looked so unprepared, just like they did with Jacksonville. Unprepared. And Josh
Oh
Allen,
man.
and that's going to be another one on the hot seat. Yeah,
Right.
it's one thing for an owner to say, yeah, I'm going to stick with my guy. I'm going to
Mhm.
stick with him. But
Mhm.
mess around and lose this weekend to a coach with no NFL experience who only coached on high school level. See what
Oh
happens.
man. Is that who they have next?
The
They have
Colts.
the
And
Colts
I
next.
hope it happens. I hope the Raiders lose. Even though they favored heavily against them,
Yeah.
I hope they lose. Because that's going to be the telltale sign. You know what? We don't have nothing to discuss. You just
Right.
got outworked
Yeah.
by someone with no experience. None.
Oh
Zero.
man.
You just got outworked.
Oh my goodness.
So, yes, I want them to lose. Because I want McDaniels gone. Uh, totally
Yeah.
gone. And this next game we're going to get into, this guy needs to be gone too.
Which one?
The Seahawks, Cardinals, Cardinals,
Oh
Kingsbury,
yeah.
got to go. Got to go. Kyler Murray out there looking like he's trying to catch the city bus for the first time. He don't know what's going.
Right.
It don't look good out there. I'm watching this, me and
Yeah.
King Dre, and I'm like, I'm just shaking my head. Like, what is
Yeah.
this? What in the hell is this? What is going on, people?
Man.
My thing, hey, they fired the brother after 1 year. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put that out there. Yes, on record. You fired him after 1 year. You
Yeah.
gave. How can a team digress this far?
Man, you cannot win. You cannot. I don't think you can win with that system. That system that they running. Um,
You think the
they,
NFL has caught up to it that quick?
I man,
It worked last year until the playoffs
yeah,
rolled
it
around.
did. But I think the defenses have figured out how to at least contain what Kyler Murray does. Um, they're not very strong when it comes to running the football, and their defense is kind of hit and miss. Like they really don't have any guys up on the line to really go after the passer. Um, their linebackers are kind of in the middle of the pack, so to speak, and you can expose them in the secondary.
Yeah, because they
They
used to
to
have
me they remind
playmakers.
They remind me of a Pac-12 team.
Mm.
As far as defense, I mean, yeah, Buda Baker is really their best safety. Um, they don't have anybody else, and so I just don't think that system that Cliff Kingsbury runs is sustainable in today's game.
He
You
needs
still have to be balanced.
he needs to build a team. They need to build a team around Murray. A
Right.
quarterback's best friend is the running game.
Exactly. Yep.
With that being said, get him a back.
Right.
They could have made a play for Kareem Hunt. Maybe a play is there in the offseason.
Oh man.
Get this old line together. Get it
Yeah.
situated.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you stated on defense, if you can't, I understand you can't pull a 1980 or 81 49ers team and draft all rookies with a
Right.
future Hall of Famer uh,
Yeah.
out of that rookie group.
Uh-huh.
I get that.
Yeah.
So pick one. You either build on the back end or you build on the front end, but preferably build on the front end
Yeah.
and build on the front end of the O line too, and get him
Right.
a back. There's a plethora of backs.
Right.
Teams with 2, 3 good backs on. You can get your good running back. You can get that
Yeah.
nowadays. They cheap.
Uh-huh.
They cost effective. You could do that.
Right. Yeah. I don't know, man. I just, again, like, I just don't know if Kingsbury is. I don't think his style of play is a winning formula. I mean, we saw
And
what
I
he did. We saw what he did at Texas Tech. He didn't win anything. You know what
stunk
I
it
mean?
up. And I'm tired of
Yeah.
seeing retread coaches.
Right. Exactly. Need some new blood. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Basically.
want to see nobody like what's the guy that was in Atlanta? The head coach blew the lead. I don't want to see him surface in Arizona or something like that. No.
Oh, Shanahan.
No, not Shanahan. He was like this defensive guru. The
Oh,
Seahawks coordinator. Legion of
what was
Boom
his
coordinator.
name? Oh, okay.
I don't want to see no Gus Bradley or somebody
Oh,
like that.
okay.
No, them days over.
Right.
Get some new, get some new guys like the Giants did,
Mm-hmm.
Miami did, and these teams are proving it. The Eagles,
Yeah.
don't do like Jacksonville. Get a retread. Come on, you already know what that is. You know what you're gonna get. You are, and now it's reports Lovey Smith might be on the hot seat.
Oh my
Seriously,
goodness, he just got
he
there.
just got there with nothing to work with.
See, this is what we're talking about, man. Like
Why the brother?
they're not giving these dudes chances. Like this dude has been to a Super Bowl before.
Gotta
He's
give him
not.
a shot.
Come on, man. You can't do anything in 2 years, 3 years. You need. I mean, I say you need at least four.
At least you got to
Yeah.
build some consistency.
See, this is why teams can't win because these GMs they don't give these coaches enough time. They just
I'm gonna
don't.
say what it is, Juice Man. They don't give the brothers enough time when they head coach.
Yeah, that too. That too. You're
They don't
right,
give
man.
them enough time.
You're right. You're right,
If
man.
they gonna
They don't.
hold the brothers to 1 year, thinking they can walk in the building and wave a wand and everything gonna be smooth and the team
Yeah.
make the playoff, this
Yeah.
you need to hold their counterparts to the same standard. You can't get it done, we'll get rid of your ass in the middle of the season
Right.
or
Right.
at the end.
Yeah. Agreed.
You know, I, from my, I mean, I'm a Lovey Smith guy. I like the guy.
Shoot, I
Uh,
play for him.
this team has been in every ball game.
Yeah.
You
They're
know,
fighting. They're playing hard.
yeah, they
That's
playing
for
hard
sure.
for him.
That's for sure.
Now they do need a lot of pieces. They do need a lot.
Yeah.
And with that being said, that they need a lot. 1 year, he gonna need 3 or 4. He's
Yeah.
gonna need 3 or 4 years
Yeah.
to right this ship.
At least,
Mm,
man.
mm. I don't get it.
No.
Because if you look at the teams that are successful, well, other than the Vikings, Dolphins, and Giants, uh,
Uh,
first year coaches. But if you look at the Chiefs, Andy Reid's been there forever.
Right.
You look at the Ravens. Harbaugh's been there forever.
Forever. Mm-hmm.
Belichick. Look at the AFC East. All
Yeah.
them teams. It wouldn't even
Mm-hmm.
surprise me if the whole division made it.
Man. Well.
One division winner and three wild cards. Belichick been
Right.
there forever.
Yep.
And it's like even the Steelers. Hey,
Right.
I'm
You know why
they're gonna
Mike
be all
Tomlin's been
right.
there. You know why he's been there because he's never had a losing season.
That's what I respect about Pittsburgh.
Right.
They understand the notion that okay, if you get rid of the coaches, you fire the coach, you take his guys. Well, his guys are out of a job and this and that. Now we got
Mm-hmm.
to start from scratch. My thing
Yep.
is, let's just tweak a little something and keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've been alive, Pittsburgh, I've been alive. I go one deeper. Uh, well, yeah, I'll just say, since I've been alive, Pittsburgh has only had three coaches.
Yep.
The
That's true.
Texans, the past few seasons, has had about three or four.
That's called one team has stability and the other team is just in turmoil all the time.
The Patriots,
Yep.
since the turn of the century, has had the same coach.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid left Philadelphia. They told, oh, we don't know if he can win the big one. Well, he won the big one. It just took a while,
Yeah.
but he was always a good coach.
Right.
Which tree did he come from? Didn't he come from the Bill Walsh
Bill
tree?
Wall Street. Yep.
Mike Shanahan, Bill Walsh tree. Uh, um, the guy got the 49ers their fourth and fifth Super Bowl. He had a great team.
Mm-hmm.
That Bill Walsh tree is something else.
Yep.
It's something else. We know what that is, but that Belichick tree, we can't talk about that.
No.
We not gonna get into
No.
that. These guys, I'm starting to believe this is more of Belichick than it is his assistants.
Right. No, it's
Seriously,
all Belichick. It's all Belichick. Yeah.
because you don't have one assistant, just one,
Yeah.
nothing. I mean, and Belichick comes from the Bill Parcells tree.
Right.
But to be honest, the Bill Walsh tree, Bill Walsh comes from the Paul Brown tree.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he
Man,
comes from that tree.
you going way back now.
Yeah, he comes from that tree. Um,
Wow, man.
and that Tom Landry tree is no slouch either.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Right.
But this is where we are with this.
Yeah.
We got. I understand giving a guy a shot, but if we're gonna start hiring high school coaches, I want the Raiders to know. I don't even want to. Just give me the general manager job,
Yeah.
and I want to be in charge of player personnel.
Right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
find you a coach.
Yeah.
Houston, the Texans. If you're listening, I'm available. I'm available to take that job.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think the job to me, since we're gonna just hire people with no experience,
Uh-huh.
the most interesting job to me would be that Raider job.
You think so?
Because you don't really have to do too much. You just got to focus on. All my focus just got to go on one area, well, two areas: defensively and
Uh-huh.
the offensive line. That's it. That's the
Uh-huh.
only places my focus is going. I'm gonna fix it and getting the right coach in there. Now, if you're
Right.
asking me to take a Jacksonville job, I'm gonna have to recant on that Texans. I don't want that. I don't want that job.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Right.
It's too much.
I actually would take the coach job. And I say the coach because they've got they've got a good defense, really good defense, and they've got a great running back, and they've got weapons on the outside. Their
That's
receivers.
true.
Really, their strength was their offensive line, but they've been surprisingly bad this year. I don't know if
Mm.
it's because of injuries,
I
but
want to say it's the quarterback play.
is the quarterback okay?
Because when I
Cause
watched Matt Ryan, I was
yeah,
like, what are you doing? What is
right,
that?
yeah.
And then they got this kid from Texas in there. And I'm like, oh, Lord, this is deer in the headlights. Help him. Help him.
Ellinger, yeah. I'm actually surprised that he's in the league. I didn't think he would be a
Me neither.
NFL quarterback. So
He must know somebody.
yeah, yeah.
He might know Jim Irsay. Because Jim Irsay don't give a damn. He
No, he
bringing
don't
in
care, man.
whatever.
He does not care, man. He's not care.
But you know what? I heard somebody comment this. Al
Yeah,
Davis did the same thing.
right.
He did the same thing with John Madden.
Hmm.
Everybody thought he was crazy.
Didn't have any experience before that job.
I think he did he do O
Or another
line or
job.
something, but not really. He
Okay.
was almost like a Jeff Saturday. Everybody,
Hmm.
the main thing was everybody thought that was a bad hire, and he was
Hmm.
young. He
Right.
was young.
Yeah.
Madden was in his 30s. He was young.
Okay.
So
Hmm. So basically, he was a made man as far as a coach, man, because nobody saw that coming as far as him winning, you know, winning
yes,
winning a lot of games and ultimately winning, Super Bowls. He
and
did win us.
he still holds the
Yeah,
highest winning percentage of all time
that's crazy,
for a
man.
100 games coach.
Yeah,
You really can't beat that.
right.
Um, but it's some
Yeah.
um, interesting jobs out there that you also have a lot of teams, as we say, that really don't need to fix a lot of like you just said, the Colts. We know what the
Hmm.
problem is.
Right.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
truly believe that, man. Got a
I
quarterback
mean,
away.
even oh, and that's another one. I'm telling you, Juice. I think I said it last week on
Hmm.
Rewind on this show.
Hmm.
Your boy in Tampa, I see it coming. It's gonna come.
Wait,
Ty
what?
Bowl's gonna be up out of there.
Oh
It's
man,
coming. You know it's coming.
man. They better
It's
they
no
better get it
excuses.
together, man, quickly. Cause yeah, I agree. He's got a short leash.
It's like that's another dream job. Oh, Brady, you coming back? All right.
Yeah.
You know what? I ain't worried about this defense. I'm not worried about these receivers. Nothing.
Right.
Let me get this old line right. I want you to be. I want that uniform clean every game.
Yeah.
I mean,
Man.
it's an attractive job.
Yeah.
It's very attractive. Um,
Mhm.
and if Kyle Shanahan don't get his stuff together, that 49 job gonna be attractive too.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to get into to the 49ers tomorrow on our show because to me, I think it's winning time or else. They've
It
been
has to
there,
be.
and they hadn't gotten it done. And Doc he's shown us plenty of film, of the Niners and Jimmy G and what they're not doing, and they went and signed McCaffrey. They've got everything they need. Is put up or shut up when it comes to the Niners.
I agree with you, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Juice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do bag on Trey Lance, but
Mhm.
my moves this offseason, uh, I got to move Jimmy G, take a salary cap hit or something. I got to get that
Mm.
contract off our books. Whether we
Mm.
pay the penalties on it
Mhm.
in 2023, I got to get that off my books.
Mm. Okay.
Draft a rookie in the third round to go along with Trey Lance. May the best man win, but the objective is to have Trey Lance ready. I want him to solely know that this is your team.
Right. Okay.
Don't look over your shoulder. This is your team.
Yeah.
If you mess it up, I'm basically gonna give you the keys to the city
Mm.
or the keys to the car. I want you to drive this because I think
Okay.
sometimes maybe that might be playing a little effect with Trey Lance.
Right.
He don't know uh, that this is his team. So the thing is, I got to get Garoppolo out of there. We not gonna win nothing with that. We not gonna
Yeah,
win
we've
nothing.
seen it. Yeah, we've seen enough.
Yeah, I mean enough is enough.
Enough is enough. I got you.
The bone. Let me say it like Doc. Doc, if you out there listening, the bonehead plays bonehead, clear
Yeah.
bonehead. So I would get the keys to Lance. I want to see what
Hmm.
he can do. I know it's a Super Bowl caliber team, but
Right.
they the same guy. I'd rather have a young guy with an upside than a
Hmm.
guy who's been maxed out.
Man, I don't think this will. I don't know if this will happen, but can you imagine healthy Trey Lance throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Why not?
Why not?
They got to get somebody opposite of Debo. I can't
Exactly.
have Debo
Yeah.
doing receiver screens and end the rounds all day. Debo, I need you to
Yeah.
do square ends,
Right.
posts,
Yeah.
post corners, flies, seams. Debo.
Right.
Even though I
Agreed.
know he's a Swiss Army knife, but Debo.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause
Now, is the Marvin Harrison Jr. guy a field stretcher? They're going to need a field stretcher, too. Somebody that
mm,
can take the top off the
I
defense.
think he. Well, the guy Brandon Ayuk is supposed to be that guy that's their deep threat. Um,
Oh, okay.
but I think Marvin Harrison Jr. has all the skills
I
to
seen
to
those
be.
hands this season in college football.
Yeah. What you think?
Woo, well, the commentators were talking about is he better than his dad? I was like, whoa. I was like, yeah. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
they might
things he
need to
picked
pump the
up from
brakes on
dad.
that. Yeah, I agree. He's not his dad, but he's.
He picked
I
up
would
a
say
lot.
he's the best receiver in college football right now, though.
Juice, man. I seen him make a sideline catch. And
Right.
you know, in college football, you just need 1 foot down.
Right.
Harrison Jr. got 2 down.
Exactly. I saw it.
With the ball control and everything. I was like, hey, he learned from dad. Dad,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
paid attention.
Yeah.
He paid attention to dad.
He took notes. For
Took
sure.
notes. There you
For
go.
sure.
He had his whole what's the little tablet we used to have, the little black and white one in college and high school?
Oh,
What is
what
it
was it
called?
called? I know what you're talking about. Escaping me.
Little notebook. I can't think of the name of it, but anyway,
Yeah.
he had that out with 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 the ink pen. He
Yeah.
had that out. This how I need to do this.
Right.
And
Oh
let's not
man.
now. What's the classification on the kid from Tennessee?
Oh, Hyatt, Jalen
Yeah.
Hyatt. He's a junior, I believe.
Well, well, we got to see what his draft stock looking like when
Right.
he come
Right.
on
Right.
out.
Right. I think
And I
it's
really like
yeah.
Neighbors and Butte at LSU. We got
Okay.
we got some ballers out there. We got some ballers.
Yeah, I knew about Butte, but neighbors, I didn't know anything about him. But he looks like
He
a
might be an underclassman.
okay, okay,
He might
yeah,
be,
yeah,
but
I
he's getting
agree.
the shine on.
Yeah,
He's getting the shine, especially against
yeah,
polo numbers. And
right.
I was talking. Let me go back to that. So the kid left LSU. It was you left because you weren't getting no burn. You
Right,
left,
yeah,
and you found out firsthand why you weren't getting any burns Saturday night.
hmm, right,
Coach saw something. Oh, he got in the portal. Oh, okay, we got you. Throw
yeah.
to his side.
He got exposed.
Got exposed.
Yeah,
Got exposed.
yeah,
And
man.
that don't happen with Bama corners. Maybe when they get to the NFL,
Right.
uh, but it really don't happen.
Not very often. Not very often, but
That's true,
their
man.
corners were suspect this year, man.
Yeah, they very suspect, and they got a big game against Ole Miss, and we're gonna see what that's gonna look like. Because
I
if
can't
they
wait.
if they go in there tiptoeing, they're gonna be sitting on 3 losses.
Are we gonna
And,
talk? Are we gonna be previewing that game tomorrow or no?
uh, I
Because
think it's in rotation. If it
okay,
ain't in rotation, we're gonna bring it up next
we're
Tuesday
gonna
night.
bring it anyway. Okay.
So
All
we're gonna
right.
definitely
Okay.
put it on. So Alabama, you better win, or we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna be knee deep on you, knee deep,
Yeah.
knee deep. Because
Already.
I'm trying to figure out, Juice Man, where a lot of these Alabama fans have come from.
Hmm. So you think you think
It's
there are a lot
bandwagon
of
hype.
bandwagon? Yeah.
Because growing up, everybody was a Florida State, a Miami, a Florida, a LSU, a USC.
Right. Right.
Did I say the Hurricanes?
Right.
Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, of course, I knew some cats that like Nebraska, Oklahoma,
Right.
Texas.
Right.
Man, wasn't nobody screaming Roll Tide. Wasn't nobody screaming that.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree, man. Because you know, Stephen A. Smith on First Take, he loves to when they talk about college football, he always say "Roll Tide." I'm like, he doesn't know anything about college football because he even admitted it like 10 years ago when he was on when Skip Bayless was on the show, and he admitted that he didn't watch college football like Skip Bayless did. And Skip Bayless is the only reason why he started watching college football. Next
Mm,
thing you know, he started saying that Roll Tide, that was his team, and
mm.
all because he went to their school and he gave them a like a motivational talk, and then ever since then he's been like Roll Tide, and if you say anything negative about Nick Saban, it's blasphemous, and don't be disrespectful. Nick Saban's the best, and all that stuff.
And Stephen A. to me is a NBA slash college basketball,
Right.
a little bit of NFL, but college football. Come on, Stephen A. If you out there listening, come on,
Yeah.
bro. Come on, bro. I don't even have to disrespect you. But I'm just gonna say what it is. Now, if you want to come on my show, I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you get it all out your chest. Then I'm open up a can of worms on you
Oh man, wouldn't that be something, man? If we
in
got him on our show,
in a respectful manner. I'm gonna open up a can of worms.
that would be crazy, man. We'd be big time by then.
Yes, we would, Juice. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Rewind. You are listening to Rewind. You can catch me and the Juice Man. Me and that means M Greaser the Don and the Juice Man every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock on the dot. Every Tuesday night, we give you a recap of NFL and college football action. Juice Man, what else do we get to people on Rewind?
Man, we just talk about what we think about the games that happened the week before, and we just give our opinion on what we saw, man, and
Hmm.
that's about it, man.
Already like that, Juice Man. And for the main show, the main event, you can catch us every Friday night at 8 p.m. on all your social media platforms and podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from. That's the Just Noise Sports
You
Show
want to just hear
Doc,
you
with
want to hear
Doc
trash
Jones.
talk? If you want to hear trash
Exactly.
talk, you want to hear great analysis, we're the show for you.
That is correct with the with Doc Jones, the Juice Man, M. Greaser the Don, and King Dre. That's every Friday night. The Just Noise Sports Show. Don't take us out of here, Juice Man.
Hey, again, check us out every Friday night, 8 p.m. We'll holler.